Investigators are looking into a potential hate crime on the North Shore after someone spray painted anti-Semitic symbols on a North Shore synagogue. Jacqueline Quinn is live in Mandeville this morning, and Jacqueline, we see that graffiti is actually being removed as we speak.
Yeah, this is actually Stephen Landesh with Absolute Pressure Washing. He saw this yesterday and he wanted to do something about it. He's out here volunteering, but he had to wait to get some chemicals from a friend with Service One. So he's got that, and that's why you see right now he is cleaning what was some anti-Semitic messages, swastikas, on this congregation or this synagogue here. But this was discovered Wednesday morning. Police have been investigating this as a potential hate crime. And the detectives here say that there have been a lot of incidents like this. There weren't any cameras out here, but of course this has generated a lot of reaction online. And we talked with Stephen earlier when he wasn't quite so busy, and he shared why he was so adamant about coming to help.
There's too much racist nonsense going on nowadays. Everything is twisted and moved to, insinuate that things are racist in certain ways. But this here, this is no doubt.
That investigation continues at this time. We're going to be out here monitoring the situation for now. Reporting in Mandeville, Jacqueline Quinn, Eyewitness News.